Getting people to watch your YouTube videos until the very end isn't about flashy animations or clickbait titles. It's not some hack that magically hypnotizes your audience into staying engaged. The truth is, the top YouTubers like Alex Hormozi, Dan Martell, and Codie Sanchez use these three things to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. The last one is what new channels struggle with the most, even though it's the easiest one to master. In this video, I'll show you how to keep your audience watching until the very end, and how to grow your channel into a powerful marketing asset, even if you're just starting out. One of the biggest mistakes I see creators make is thinking their expertise is enough to hold their audience's attention. You can make the exact same video as Alex Hormozi, saying exactly the same thing, but only one of you will get viewers to trust what you're saying. And it won't be you. But why? It's not about who's smarter or even who has better production value. There's one thing that separates creators who build loyal audiences from those who just get ignored. Even if you have the best advice or insights, people won't listen unless they believe you're an expert. Credibility isn't just nice to have. It's the foundation of everything you do on YouTube. Viewers won't listen to what you're saying unless they believe you're an expert. The internet is filled with creators. Credibility is what sets you apart from your competitors, especially those with less experience. Think about your own habits. Who do you trust online? It's always the people who can back up their words with proof. Or at least I hope so. Just saying I'm an expert isn't enough. It's overused and unconvincing. People trust what they see more than what they hear. Showing proof, whether through results, visuals, or testimonials, is the fastest way to earn trust. Here are some ways to show credibility. Use screenshots of growth charts, before and after photos, or measurable results. These speak louder than words. For example, if you've helped a client achieve the result you promised them, show it. Testimonials and reviews from past clients validate your expertise, especially if you work in a business where results aren't always visual. Show your process. Demonstrate your workflow, how you achieve results, or a behind the scenes look at your strategies. Viewers will naturally trust you when they see you in action. For example, a short clip of you working with a client or explaining how you solved a specific challenge builds immediate credibility. Your intro isn't about bragging, it's about sharing just enough to make people trust you. Instead of listing credentials, casually weave them into your intro. Be concise. Focus on your most relevant credentials. If you overload the viewers with too much information, they'll just tune out. A screenshot of a testimonial or a short clip of a success story during your intro can add to your authority without making it feel forced. Trust builds engagement. When viewers trust you, they're more likely to engage with your content and take your advice seriously. Retention brings growth. People stick around longer if they believe they're learning from an expert. The longer people stay engaged, the more YouTube promotes your content, helping your channel grow. Credibility isn't just about getting people to listen to you. It's about building a relationship with your audience. When they trust you, they're more likely to buy from you, follow your advice, and recommend you to others. Here's the reality. If you want to grow your business and turn YouTube into a powerful marketing channel, you need a strategy to keep your audience engaged until the very last second. Having credibility isn't enough. Most creators think this means packing their videos with value, but after analyzing hundreds of successful YouTube videos, I've found that the most engaging videos aren't just filled with valuable content. They're using a psychological principle that's been proven to keep viewers hooked. It's the same technique Netflix uses to keep you binge watching for hours. And once you understand how it works, you'll never look at content creation the same way again. Let me show you what no one else is talking about. Think about the last time you binged a Netflix show. Why did you keep watching episode after episode? Every time a Netflix episode ends on a cliffhanger, you feel tension. Your brain won't shut up until you know what happens next. It's because the psychological need for answers is hardwired into our brains. The most successful YouTubers use this same principle to create what's called a curiosity gap. Let me show you how it works. A curiosity gap is when you open up a question or a problem without immediately giving the solution, sparking the audience's desire to know more. For example, in many videos, creators start with a relatable point. Something like, growing a YouTube channel feels impossible when your videos don't perform. Instead of solving the problem right away, they share just enough to grab attention and keep you invested. Curiosity gaps create tension in your mind. Your brain craves the answers and you get rewarded with a dopamine rush when that tension is resolved. To keep viewers watching until the end, YouTubers will create multiple curiosity gaps. This trains your viewers' brains to keep watching so that they can get that same dopamine reward over and over again. So how does this apply to your videos? Start with a strong hook. Begin by addressing a relatable goal or pain point your audience is experiencing. For example, you probably feel like your YouTube channel is a waste of time when no one watches until the end. Use curiosity gaps throughout the video. For example, there's one simple tweak that can completely transform your retention graph, but I'll get to it in just a moment. Deliver meaningful payoffs. When you resolve a curiosity gap, make sure the answer delivers real value. Every time you open a curiosity gap, you're making a promise to your viewers. Empty promises sabotage trust, and you don't want to do that. As soon as you deliver a payoff, open another curiosity gap to keep viewers engaged. For example, but after coming up with ideas, there's one thing that YouTubers completely neglect and leave until the end of the content creation process, when in reality, it should be one of the first things they do. Before you can use these in your video, you need to understand that timing is everything. If you wait too long to create a curiosity gap or even deliver the payoff, your viewers will just leave. But if you give them the answer too soon, then they won't have a reason to stay. How this impacts your channel? By mastering curiosity gaps and payoffs, you'll get your viewers to stay until the end. Higher watch time and a stronger connection with your audience is the ultimate formula. The longer people watch your videos, the more YouTube rewards your channel, allowing you to grow your online presence. The last thing you need to transform your YouTube channel into an absolute powerhouse is actually the most important. You can have the credibility, you can create the perfect curiosity gap, but without this final piece, viewers won't listen to you. I noticed something interesting while I was working with two of my clients who were in the same niche. They had almost identical credibility, covered similar topics, had the same strategy for curiosity gaps, and even had the same camera setup. But here's the catch. One of them could hold their audience's attention until the very end, while the other couldn't keep the viewers past the first minute. What's even crazier, the successful client wasn't doing anything complex. In fact, he was unconsciously doing 3 specific things that anyone can do to keep your audience glued to your videos. This successful client was using speaking techniques that create an on-camera confidence that my other client couldn't achieve. The first technique was his ability to control his rate of speech. Most creators either speak too quickly because they're nervous and just want to get the video over with. This overwhelms your audience, or they speak too slowly, losing their audience's attention. Here's the trick. Pace yourself. Slow down when you're delivering something important. This signals to your audience, hey, pay attention to this. It's important. And speed up when covering less critical points to keep the energy high and the flow dynamic. If you think about how a great storyteller speaks to their audience, they're not just monotone. They know when to slow down for impact and when to pick up the pace to keep you engaged. When you get this right, your audience will naturally want to keep listening. The second technique was how good he was at controlling his volume. A flat, consistent volume throughout a video is one of the fastest ways to lose your audience. See? But why? Because it's predictable and boring. Use volume to emphasize your key points. Raise your voice slightly to show excitement or urgency. and lower it to draw your audience in during more vulnerable or serious moments. This variation creates an emotional roller coaster that keeps viewers invested in what you have to say. The final and most important technique he used was his tonality. Your tone is the emotional quality of your voice. The way you use inflection, pitch, and emphasis gives meaning to your words. For example, a rising tone can create excitement or curiosity, while a falling tone signals confidence and authority. This prevents you from sounding robotic by adding natural emotion to your delivery. When you smile when you're talking, it's kind of hard not to seem so excited. However, if you deliver something in a frown face, like, you're gonna sound pretty sad or mad. This is kind of ridiculous, but you get the point. It changes the way your voice sounds and makes you more relatable. Tonality is what makes your words come alive. It's the difference between sounding like you're reading off a script versus having a conversation with your audience. This is something you can practice daily by recording yourself and listening back. When you combine these three techniques, rate of speech, volume, and tonality, you create a speaking style that's dynamic, engaging, and impossible to ignore. This is exactly what my successful client was doing without even realizing it. And now that you know these strategies, you can use them intentionally to transform the way you connect with your audience through your videos. The best part? These techniques don't just keep people watching, they make your content memorable, and when your audience remembers you, they come back for more. Now that you know how to get people to watch your videos until the end, you're ready to start using the cheat codes of YouTube. These are the ones my clients wish they knew when they first started YouTube.